Okay, welcome to the video. We've got this, should be an interesting one. We've got the gem that we made, reverse engineered, on the 3-wood. It works really well on a 3-wood. And just swinging this without hitting any balls for 10-15 minutes a day really does teach your whole body to move to the rhythm of the throw. Now, we've been experimenting here with the gem and the whip. We showed you how to make one of these at your own risk. Some of you may well have a whip. It's very flexible, and obviously you can see where the shaft bends and flows. So we've been doing this drill and the gem for 10 to 15 minutes each, and actually tried an experiment with the whip, and I put the gem onto the whip, but what I'm going to need to do is put an actual golf grip on to the whip, and I'll explain why as we look at the swing there from both angles. You can see with the whip you can trace where it's going. If anything, it's giving you the ability to see lag. So that's where training with the gem and the whip really comes in its own. If you release too early, the gem wobbles, but you can't really see the lag. Whereas with the whip, you can actually see the lag. And we've slowed this down now so you can see. Now, when I put the gem onto the whip, some very interesting things happened. If you swung it really slowly, you could swing it with the gem on the whip. And what was really interesting was the torque factor. So the torque, without a golf grip, you can feel it more. So when you get to the top of your swinging transition, the gem wants to turn forward, not under load. It's turning down and forward, which is a weird feeling, but it's actually turning down onto the 45, which is in front of you at all times, which does make for an interesting feel. But it's very difficult to hold on to because we don't have a golf grip currently fitted to the whip. So I'm going to need to put a grip on the whip and then put the gem on and see what difference that makes, because obviously you'll be able to feel and hold the torque, but you'll feel it. It's a very interesting feeling. It's very, very similar to the Mike Malaska video definition of the steering wheel above your head and where it's turning to. With the gem on the whip, that actually gives you that motion. But it's on an actual club or whip, which is closer to a club than a wheel, but it actually gives you that, which is going to be very beneficial, I think. So all in all, it was experimenting with using the gem, then using the whip, and the combination of the two to train in the garden in between rounds of golf. Because if you read all the literature on the gem, it is really made for swinging slowly and using it to train your swing, and then progressing to actually hit shots, but not necessarily with the gem, because most you can hit with it are small chip shots on the full length bar anyway, and they don't recommend hitting shots with it. So very interesting results though with the whip in between the gem, because it really does, you see when you get to the top here, the lag factor, you can see the shaft, so you can really get into that position that Hogan talked about with the elbow really in, and like that's your impact. Like I say to you, the release is actually there, like way after the ball. The release is not before the ball, and it's not like immediately after. It's a good, if you can hold it, it's a good bit after the ball. And this is what this training really, you can see it there, this training really gives you that, because you can get too quick with a club, and I think you get caught up in hitting the ball rather than this delay here, which when you see this, you can see the shaft bending.